was trying to tell these cats is one, it's the disconnect, like the working class. The blue does not freaking cater to the working class anymore.
Oh my God, Mr. Finley, you was just telling us. Listen, Mr. Finley, you was just saying stuff, right? We was asking you your opinion on stuff, not what you read, not just something what you call it. You could just pull up about something you read. We was asking your personal opinion, and your personal opinion was like, hey, talking to them, it would not work. That's all. All you're saying was she was destined to lose.
I didn't say she was destined to lose, fam. I'm talking about with a particular demographic.
Yes, and that particular demographic was a downfall because she didn't communicate with them. And I'm asking you, like, why she didn't. And
because the message doesn't resonate. That's a fact.
Finley, don't make me Wait. Listen to what you're saying. The message doesn't... Wait, calm down, Mr. Finley, calm down. Listen to what I'm saying. I'm asking you, Finley, hey, why didn't she connect with them? You're saying that it wouldn't matter if she connected with them because the message, what she's presented, doesn't resonate. That means that no matter what she was doing, she was going to lose because the message, what she was speaking, didn't speak to the majority of people. That's all you're telling me.
The majority of young men of color. Yes, that's what I'm saying.
No. Mr.
I'm not talking to the majority of people.
Wait, calm down. Listen to what I'm saying. Put your hands down. The majority of people includes the young people as well too. Because what Trump ended up doing was talking to the majority of people. He spoke with the billionaires. He spoke with just the rich. He spoke with the ultra rich, and he spoke with the young people. Seems like he only spoke with it. Oh my God, no, Mr. Finley, listen, stop fighting. Fight, Mr. Finley. This was the point we were trying to make. If you don't understand that, I don't know why. I don't get it, bro.
That's all we're trying. What happened? The RNC, like Scott Pressler is a prime case in point, but there was like a lot of us that would go out and talk to people and sit down and talk to them, write to them, sit here, even online. Like even though I'd be arguing these rooms, there were other channels working. There were other people who were funding, going out and hanging out with them, getting them at gun shows, going to Cabela's of days, talking to people. Marshall knocked on, I think, somewhere between 5,000 and 10,000 doors. That's a lot of fucking doors to sit down and talk to people. Then there was a whole lot of push from the RNC. All that online contact on Twitter, T-Guard, and multiple others. We're sitting there holding rooms, discussing politics and talking about conservative values.
And the Catholics overrepresented for Trump.
Hold on. And then...
Mr. Finley, now you understand the point, Mr. Finley?
Like the network that the RNC put up wasn't massive, and Trump actually, it looks like he got more young votes out than any other candidate in history. So he may actually achieve that milestone. So the younger crowd was definitely listening. They were definitely realizing the economic hardships under this. And Kamala had 4 million different types of messages, depending on the audience she spoke to. She gave everybody what they wanted. They just realized that, hey, this is where I'm at, this is my future, and this is what I want. I don't need free shit. I don't need all these cookies. I just want you out of my back pocket and out of my life, for the most part, so I can just go live free. And that was the overriding message. And they saw the lawfare, they saw the weaponization, they saw the demonization, and they realized really quickly, like, all those social, cultural issues that Democrats were screaming about and pontificating, oh, trans, you need to care about trans. Yeah, I want you to have your freedom. You can be transgender, I don't fucking care. All of that stuff, people just did not want to hear it anymore. They were done with it. They don't care about the oppression Olympics. They don't want to talk about marginalized groups unless the government's actually doing it. And when they do, they'll rise up and protect that group. That's the overwhelming theme.
All those are elitist concerns. I would like to just real quick give Mr. Finley a quick I told you so, because I empirically compared what I just said on stage to the data, and it turns out that 6 of Florida's 10 wealthiest districts have Republican congressmen. Only 4 have Democrats.
Can I speak after Florida, please? I would like to add something.
And I can read you the list if you're interested.
I would like to speak as well after the young lady.
Okay. Are you done, Florida?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I do believe also Trump's message about the Haitians eating cats and dogs, I think that's what some of his voters were looking at too, most of them. I think that was something that kind of, he won with that one. Because these, folks are still in their minds stereotypes. They're scared to death, and he ran on fear. So I think that helped him too. Thank you.
No, I
They
don't.
both did,
Personally,
didn't
think
they? They both did.
I disagree with you with that one right quick.
No, they
That's
both
not
did.
what the exit polls say, though, right? The exit
Yeah,
polls
I
are
don't
pointing
think
at
yeah.
Okay, let me give it to you.
I think that
Wait, just hold on, real quick.
Maurice is going to speak next time.
Wait, hold on. So just real quick. So across the racial line.
Well, immigration. I'm trying to finish, please.
No, you were done.
We thought you were done. You went on mute.
I didn't
No,
you
I
said you
wasn't.
were done.
Calm down. You guys are very.
Oh wow.
You're supposed to be happy. Calm down.
You
did sit down and sit down. What I'm saying is that the immigration and how they're going to deport all of these immigrants, which I cannot wait to see. Okay, just like that wall. I just want to see it. I'm going to be okay. My family, everyone's going to be okay. I just want to see it. That's all. Thank you.
Yeah, I think that it wasn't fear. I think that Americans, at least for right now, I think the world and America is still more conservative than we like to believe.
Yeah,
Even though America's pushing this liberal narrative of gender, no religion, abortion, my body, my choice, but you use my tax dollars for everything else, but it's my body, my choice. I think that, because we have, our older demographic, the baby boomers are still here, right? We have, Generation X. Right now, this works for us. This won't work for us 20 years from now, maybe 15 years from now. Why? Because the liberals have power now, both here nationally and globally, and in the next 12 or 20 years, our children, who are just, unfortunately, this generation, the Generation Alpha, Generation Z, they are going to be voting just like they did now, and they're going to have way more influence. So we won because of that. It's because a lot of people are still a lot more conservative.
Okay.
They don't believe in that stuff as much as they say. As much as we've seen online, we went online and we seen, the Twitter and everything, they were supporting all this liberal stuff. That doesn't identify today with the average American. So she was out of touch with the average American. However, very soon, when this happens again, and we know that it will, whenever the liberals will be able to get someone who's favorable enough, they'll win. It's just a matter of time. So I think right now, in my personal humble opinion, this is just some time to buy ourselves some time to make sure we're right with God, make sure our lives are right, our communities are right, and it's a preparation period just to make sure we need to do what we need to do because it's coming. It's coming one way or another.
All right.
Yeah.
So we kind of knew this was. So we kind of knew that this was coming when a person's running her whole campaign. Oh, it's the fourth most popular issue, right? Yeah. Pause. So when they started to double down on abortion, and that was the fourth issue that was important to the country, it was obviously not addressing the three that was caused by her. And people don't really care about your culture war. They don't really care about the Haitians eating cats and dogs. What they care about is their bank account. What they care about is putting food on the table for their children. What they care about is the competition that is now being actually seen in real time when it comes to accessing certain resources. So when people are all kumbaya with this influx of 50 million people, that doesn't actually bother me. Well, you're just ignoring the facts. I think this is the time now for people who are lied by this mainstream apparatus to reflect on how they lied to you, how they gassed you, how they made you think he was Hitler. And if that is not running off of hate, I don't know what the hell is. They said that half, or the supporters of this guy, which was the devil or whatever the hell you guys said he was garbage, and that's off of hate. They used this guy as this lightning rod, and people were like, who cares about this dude's character? We want money. We want money. We want freedom. We want to be able to carry on tradition with children and get away from all this blue-haired, 2,900 genders, and all that weird stuff. I mean, it's pretty clear that the Democrats have moved super far left, and the right is sitting right in the center now. There has to be a shift. 20 years, whatever, but there has to be a good rebranding of the Democratic Party right now. It's dead. So for older people that are blaming the boomers or blaming that, just blame the bank accounts. Look at the stock market now. This shit, I just put 12 grand into the stock market right now. The stock market is through the roof right now.
Can I try and say that quick, faster? Here's the faster version. Moral superiority is not a political campaign.
And get it back in the line, dude. So, But like, when you look at the resources and you look at like the housing industry,
I said it
a
in
lot of
half a sentence, Samoa.
When the top of that, you are paying for more for apartments. You are paying more for rent. The fact that taxpayers were subsidizing many of these I think we need to revisit immigration. For those that are illegal that came into the country, first you violated the law. You have to go through a port of entry. Trump's never denied that. He's never stated that if you come through a port of entry, I'm going to round you up and go through. He's asked for cooperation on ICE with areas to reduce crimes, to go ahead and do all these areas. I don't care. I don't want to import one terrorist. We actually have a flood of terrorists that are coming through the southern border. The Department of Justice under Biden has stated as much, and they're unsure of the number of people that have gotten through. And it's not all the countries that you think it is. There are people being smuggled through. Some of them are from fucking Russia that are coming through the southern border. So yeah, strengthening that border, understanding what we have in here, understanding who's coming over here and going through, whether they come from fucking Ireland, England, fucking Europe, China, fucking South America, I don't care. Fucking Canada. I'd love to get round up all the Canadians that have overextended their visas and are staying in the United States. I'd love to round them up and drop them across the border and say, here you go back to Canada. I don't think they should be allowed to stay here either. I think that's perfectly normal for a country to do that. I can't do it in any other nation around the fucking world. Yet for some reason, Democrats say it's okay to bring millions of people. If you just step a toe on America, you're now American, even though the Americans have to sit there and pay for the crux of the policies, the transportation, the infrastructure, everything that these immigrants need to depend on, and they're not going to follow the process. The immigrants themselves, the Hispanic community that was like being fear-mongered to, voted for Trump. That tells you that their stance even agrees with the Americans that existed here prior to that. They want everybody to come through legally as well. They're tired of their communities being demonized by this. They don't want what you're selling. You lost. Man.
And the reason
I
why
had a very quick comment. I had a quick comment. I was going to say, I think Mr. Finley needs to face the fact that the truth behind everything is, I think the same people who are in charge of the film industry are in charge of the polls. Sorry, did you?
Yeah, I think also with Hispanic population, they don't want America to be. They don't want America to be Venezuela. They don't want America to be, previous El Salvador. That's what they don't want. They don't want to live in a communist country. That's what it is. They're like, hey, we got here. This is a great opportunity. I'm not saying America's perfect. It is not. It has a dark past like any country, and none of us are perfect as well. But hey, we're here. We try to make the best of it. I think a lot of people are aware that if you have the wrong people come here from anywhere without betting who they are, that's going to be a concern. And see, what she didn't do, she spoke to woman stuff. She kept speaking to emotions. How she felt, she didn't speak enough to real things. How are we going to get this debt under order? What about these wars? What are we going to do about these wars? What about immigration? What about inflation? We got to do something. I'm not saying Trump's my friend. I'm not saying I know him personally. I'm not saying he's a Christian. I don't know if he's a good or bad person. When you vote, if you're not voting with emotions, you're voting with logic. Okay, am I going to vote for the person that I've seen do something that has worked well in the past, or the person who's currently in the chair, who's the vice president, who's done nothing at all? We haven't seen any benefits of her administration at all.
Hey, what about the white women?
I think that's more of it.
Your race, what's up, man?
Hey, what's up?
The white women showed up, bro.
That's Finley, man.
Hey, what's up, Mr. Family? How you?
All right, sounds good. But yeah, the white women showed up for Trump, right? Like a lot of people were trying to separate gender, talking about, hey,
they're saying not the white uneducated white.
Hey, that was crazy. So Sonny said this right on The View, and the old girl checked her like, bitch, you keep calling these people fucking uneducated. How the fuck do you think we're gonna get them back?
Say tonight.
That's Steve.
Ray, someone asked you. Hold on, right on stage, Ray. Someone asked you a question.
That's a great. Wait. That's a great point. She also demonized black men. Hold on. I just want to say I want to add to what he said. They demonized other people that would have potentially voted for them. So with her rhetoric, it actually came off that way, that they were condescending. Like you said, uneducated women voted, or black men, you need to do this. You know, the people that would potentially be swaying that could vote, they're like, hell no, I'm not voting for no false being, no strong innocent.
Fifi just did it. Fifi said the educated voters went towards the educated voters
that's
for all of the uneducated.
But that's what they said.
So Ray,
That's what they said.
Yeah, so Ray, so I want to ask you a question, since you're a young black man in the same demographic as me. Do you think that the blue message resonates with our demographic?
No.
Thank you.
I mean, but they wanted to, though. Hey, listen, I got yelled at just that alone. Me saying, I lived in D.C., just me getting yelled at by people in these liberal states saying that I'm a moderate conservative. I used to be liberal. The normal progression for most liberal people, once they start paying their bills and having children responsibilities, they'll say something like, hey, you know, I used to be conservative. I used to be a liberal until I had to pay these bills and make decisions. My parents probably were right. That's life. Just like the hippie movement. A lot of those people are conservative in the 70s now. They had their time. I'm not even saying there's a lot of conservative Democrats. But what has happened with this liberal narrative, this divide, they are trying to push the envelope. And then if you're black, you have to be blue. Even if I go to DC, these are supposed to be the people who are the most caring, empathetic, sympathetic. You go there and you say you're a moderate conservative, they're going to cuss you out. It happened to me a month ago. Black woman, met her. She brought up the conversation about top politics. I'm just trying to take care of some business. She absolutely yelled at me and like, how dare you? You don't understand. I said, I don't have to understand. I'm not telling you I understand everything. I'm telling you, this is my personal conviction, and this is how I feel. This is what I think, and the fact that it makes you feel uncomfortable is a problem. Like, you've been a liberal, I don't care. It's not important. I'm not Black Jesus. I can't save you, but I'm not upset at you for being who you are. But however, because I'm black and I'm voting red, or I'm a conservative, that makes you feel uncomfortable, and you think I betrayed you. It's ridiculous.
You're going against what Mr. Finley said. Mr. Finley said that if you're a young male, you have to vote red. There's no.
I didn't say that.
There's no way to.
I didn't say that.
Mr. Finley has been defending Trump for months.
No, I did not say. I did not say you have to vote red.
Bro, hold on, Mr. Finley, 1 second. So, Race, so what was your upbringing? Where, like, did you grow up in the suburbs or the hood?
Unfortunately, I grew up in the crack epidemic in the 90s in the South. And I've had, fortunately enough, due to my, regardless of my humble beginnings, I've been able to make some accomplishments in my life with, you know, being able to go abroad, start businesses. You know, it's a roller coaster. It's been a roller coaster.
Did you grow up with two parents or one parent?
I did. Well, I had my father in my life.
That's the wrong approach. Where you
I would say I've had my father in my life, but he passed away.
That's the only question I had. Hey, thank you for answering.
Hey, Race, like, you could be born in a gutter, or you could be born under a cardboard box. You could grow up dirt poor. I did it. That does not. That's where you start the race. Where you finish it is where you're at. It sounds like you're mid level, so you're achieving your goals.
Brad, how about you?
I'm trying to get there.
You grow up, poor or like, suburbs?
I grew up
very poor.
Yeah, I grew up poor.
I'm sorry, they're talking over you, Brad. I'm sorry, bro. Like, what you
I grew up poor. I grew up through the crack epidemic. I grew up poor.
No, I said Brad, brother.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I grew up in the projects, in a project. I was born into that. Like, our family had a house.
It's called a
we
book.
Ended up losing because New York
it's called
State
a book,
said,
fat ass.
We built housing on a toxic front site. Sorry, your entire parents' life savings are here, but by the way, you still have to pay that mortgage to the bank, and you have to live. We lived in basically.
Thank you, Kamala Harris.
No, that was a couple of the New Yorkers. My dad worked 4 jobs. My mother did sewing on the side, and then did some other scrubbed floors. That was pretty much the extent of it, and we did the best we could.
Did you work at McDonald's too?
No, I mowed lawns. I worked farm.
He's doing a bad job of trying to troll you, Brad.
I worked as a farm labor for other farms on my grandfather. My dad wouldn't take a penny. He wouldn't take government assistance because he said, "What kind of man is it that doesn't try to feed his family and put a roof over their head?" And he's like, "I don't care if I only make 2 pennies for the day. It's two pennies more than I had when I started." And so he never would take a handout or anything like that.
It's not that smart. It's kind of
Thanks,
stupid.
Brad. Man. That's all I had to say. I'm not like.
Fill your stomach up so you can feel full. I know that point.
Well, that's good. And that's back in the day. That's back in the day before it.
I can't go in the critical thinking forum. I'm blocked.
Let's see this. Do you have a round table in your house?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, so whenever you go to eat on it, your dish should slide off to the floor.
Round and flat are not exactly the same thing. That God killed the Egyptian children. And now he's engaging in a story that he knows to be a lie about the Egyptian children. And arguably, the second one is worse than the first.
Fucking Cornyn.
Well,
He's
yeah.
been hating on Trump. These are the people you want to be to be represented as Senate Majority Leader over Rick Scott.
No.
Yeah, you need to know Rick Scott's history. We can't even get homeowners insurance in Florida if your house is 2
This
years
is about
old and you
Senate
don't have.
Majority Leader,
Yo,
not about Florida politics.
Can I finish speaking? Thank you. So Rick Scott is a horrible motherfucker and he can be bought off by corporations. You do not want another motherfucker like that running the country. And Holly could attest to this because she's from Florida, bro. He's fucking horrible. And literally during the Parkland shooting, Rick Scott ordered the Broward Sheriff's Office to not go into the school. So please, when he was the governor, you gotta understand he fucking sucks, bro. All Republicans are not good just because they're Republican. You gotta know their history.
Is Douglas in the House or the Senate?
I don't know who Douglas is. I just said the names that are front runners.
I think he's in the House.
Yeah, I
think the House.
Okay. Huh. I'm trying to think.
Yeah, what's his name just ran for senator? Rick Scott just ran for senator.
Yeah.
Yeah, he won.
Yeah.
And I'm saying that.
Wasn't he already?
Yeah, I know. My retarded mom voted for him. She's
The
like, I don't know
MAGA
the
people,
other lady.
the MAGA people are putting Rick Scott forward. The MAGA people are.
My mom is a Democrat.
Okay.
She voted for fucking Kamala and then voted for Rick Scott.
Yeah,
Does that make sense?
I can't lie. That is insanity. I'm not gonna say nothing about your mama, but that is an insane.
Don't say nothing about Mom. Rick Scott.
She's talking, I don't know that other woman. She just keeps saying Rick Scott's a snake. I'm like, he is, bitch.
Yeah,
I don't know her either, but.
Jazzy, do you know anything about how Rick Scott kind of fucked over the nonviolent criminals that were behind bars? Did you hear anything about that?
He's done a lot. But no, I didn't know about that. Can you? Look it up.
Yeah, look it up, because apparently he had kind of promised, I don't know if it was a campaign promise or what it was, but he had said that they were going to do something to allow the nonviolent criminals who had really lengthy sentencing to get them out. And a lot of the families, their hopes were really up. They thought that they were gonna, get their family members out, and then he just kind of fucked them all over. It was like he just was like, I don't know, he just like put it on the back burner and never did it. And so many people were just like rotting behind bars for fucking decades for nonviolent crimes, and he kind of had promised them this.
Yeah, that's fair, Holly. But I mean, to be fair, I mean that's kind of why Trump, especially like with Tulsi Gabbard, had a point against Kamala, because she did lock up a lot of people in prison for nonviolent crimes too. And this is why the Democrats can lose to people like Rick Scott, who openly said that he would be in favor of cutting Social Security, robbing people who paid into Social Security to avoid raising the debt ceiling. Now, regardless of whether you think the debt ceiling should be raised, I mean, you gotta admit, right, that, when it comes to taking away something, I mean, even Trump doesn't go that low, taking away something people paid into.
Well, I think you and I have talked about this before. I think Social Security needs to be privatized. I don't understand why we're not doing that, honestly. Other countries have successfully done this for decades now, and I don't understand why we aren't having that debate at a higher level.
Well, the issue is that the thing is that people have paid into it their entire lives, though. And I mean, conservatives, I mean, if you're against, raising taxes, without representation, I mean.
Yeah, but you could do some sort of reinsurance kind of situation. There's a way to do it to guarantee the funds still, while still ensuring that they're getting actually better returns.
Exactly. It can be like a pension. It can be very similar to a pension. But the problem is people are receiving Social Security. Like in Florida, I know for a fact immigrants can qualify for Social Security, and they've never paid into it. So that's weird.
Yeah, and people are getting more than they put into. I mean, the way we're doing it now is just clearly not sustainable. I mean, surely we don't want. Obviously, people who have paid into it, they have to be guaranteed what they put out, but there should be some sort of phasing out of this particular model that we're in into something.
Well, either way, I still think it's shitty if you think that, this is really just Rick Scott, is that he's against raising the debt ceiling, and he's, because he's more in favor of taking away benefits that people, have paid into their entire lives. I mean, even conservatives are not, in favor of this, and I think that was why, Republicans lost the election.
But Necro, the only reason conservatives and nobody wants to touch it is because it's politically not expedient for them. The truth is, something does have to be done. And it's not going to make everybody happy. But it doesn't, something hard. There was a president in Puerto Rico years back, and he was being hailed as a great president because he came in and he was doing things that were very, to cut the budget, right? Because he was austerity, right? He was trying to fix things. But at first, it was very painful, and people were upset. But as time went on, people were hailing him as a really great president. So there's going to be a time when it'll hurt. It's not going to be a great ride. It's not going to be like, woohoo, this sounds great. You're taking away some benefits. But it has to be.
Yeah, I mean, and this is I think it's interesting, though. It's Rick Scott, though, he's not from what you're speaking of is the libertarian mindset where it's people like Ron Paul. The reason why Ron Paul, though, was more respected was because he was against, people who were, creating systems, which is people like Rick Scott supports, which is the thing that is, you just can't have it both ways, really. Saying that you're going to represent the people only in cases where it gets you votes for which it doesn't make you look favorable. But
Jazzy, did you find anything about what I was talking about, by the way?
No, I'm driving. I only found this quickly because I was able to look at something I had looked at before. But long story short, I was going to say, we insurance in Florida anymore, unless if your house is 20 years or older, unless you get a new roof. And we had one insurance company, Citizens. Ron DeSantis put out a little task force to go against them because they wouldn't allow any other insurance companies in the state of Florida for homeowners insurance. Like, and this is all Rick Scott's fault. So fuck him. He's a weirdo. And he let them kids get shot the fuck up at Parkland and told the police to sit outside and fired the school resource officer and made him lose his fucking benefits and his retirement and all that because he's one school resource officer. You know, I don't like this guy. I don't.
Yeah, I think it's interesting though. I mean, I'm more happy with the Democrats than the Republicans these days because the Democrats are not hurting people as much as they claim to be.
How is it? Yo, Adam, shut the fuck up. Somebody's speaking. I wasn't even speaking. I just said hello. Shut the fuck up. That is speaking. Okay, but why do you have to speak to me like that? I'm sorry. I couldn't expect me to be quiet. Yeah, but see, it's pretty clear.
Concrete. I love it when you say pause. I don't know why. I think it's funny when you say pause.
You can do it too, Ollie. We can say pause together. You want to do it?
Yeah, I'm saying pause.
Wait, I don't think Concrete's black ass is able to speak to me like that anymore. Project 2025 is coming. Concrete, do you have your slave papers? Hello? Hello? Hello?
President had them text messages. I know now.
Wait, what did you say? What did you say, Miss Parker?
You know those text messages some people get about slavery.
Make sure with you guys.
Yeah, come down there. Come down there.
Oh no, I voted to keep slavery in California. I definitely voted for that.
Wait, I want to hear what Necro has to say to Adam.
Yeah, so Adam, I do agree with what you talked yesterday.
Well, guys, Chester, I'm saying hello to them.
Well, I'm talking about roster. Let me read my back.
I said I was saying hello to them.
I want to know.
Necro, you seem pretty cool. I didn't know you were back channeling on mean thing.
Yeah, so fuck you, like seriously. That's the way thing to be, then yes. It's like you know,
Dawn is
fuck
talking
you.
to you. Dawn is talking to you. You said something mean to them.
Shut the fuck up, Adams. In the back, you know, no, it's not your version, probably not the last. I'm like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about, my bro? Still don't know what the fuck you were talking about. Still don't know what you were talking about.
Well, I'm sorry to get both your memories, so I'm not interested in going back.
I don't have difficulty remembering. You were off the chain because people were rating you and I wasn't a part of it. No, I wasn't. No, I didn't say that. I absolutely did not say that. And as a matter of fact, when you got shot down, I said, you will never my friend. I do remember, and I am remembering. Yes, I do. And if you want me to read the whole fucking thing, you're gonna look like an idiot. So continue. You want me to read the whole fucking thing?
Okay, that was the end of that. Thank you. Let's get back to, we're done with that. We will allow a little argument, but I don't like where this is going. He's pretty calm, and I don't like when people are arguing and they're not raising.
You're saying white is right?
I don't think he's calm. I think that's more like a serial killer calm.
Dawn is Latina.
That's right.
That's
right.
Italian.
Voted number one. number one remnant of
I'm so glad you fatties decided to vote Trump. You don't have to vote anymore, but fatties, you still gotta go to the gym.
Why can't that nigga be normal, yo?
It don't matter. He can do what he do from now.
right.
We were talking about Rick Scott. We're talking about some other things. King Solomon.
What's up,
We
Jack?
get back to you if you want.
Yeah,
Talking about
Go ahead.
Thune, John Thune.
Yeah, John Thune and John Cornyn. I think that Cornyn, that's his name. Those are the two rhino, slimy, these backwards the type of politician that you fucking hate and have vile reaction to. That's the two, right? That the establishment wants to now put in to be Senate Majority Leader. And Trump, if he's smart, needs to fight against that. Because what you have Thune this morning on CNBC, essentially telling the president, nigga, you need to stay out of this. Obviously not in those words, but when you go watch it, you'll see. Implicitly, that's essentially what he's saying. Nigga, this ain't your territory. We decide this. Go watch it if you think I'm joking. This is the type of shit Trump needs to make sure this time around he doesn't fuck up with. Because if he allows people like this, the same type of people that disrupted him last time, they'll fucking do it again. So right now, MAGA, right, his people are putting forth Rick Scott. You have the senator from Wisconsin now saying, last couple minutes, he's on television saying, hey, President, you need to openly endorse Rick Scott for Senate Majority Leader, right? So right now you're seeing the first battle really happen, and Trump needs to be on point. I get it. We all celebrated. That's fine, but the fight is not over. There's shit that still needs to be done. The Democrats aren't the only enemies. You got Republicans that are enemies too. As a matter of fact, there are more Republicans that are enemies than Democrats. They're easy to handle. But the niggas in your own circle, you need to make sure they're not in. And last time, I'm telling you the truth, Trump dropped the ball. And I don't want him to do it again. He fucking dropped the ball.
Gotta hold on to that ball, motherfucker. This guy really likes balls.
He needs to just let Vance do all the hiring and position filling. I think Vance is a great VP.
That's a bad idea, dummy.
Yeah, I love that.
I'm happier with him than Trump.
I love it. You know,
Sorry.
no, you can just real quick. Jazzy, Vance was actually so if y'all don't know, Vance has actually been helping Gus in crypto for the last 5 years. I'm sorry, as soon as he's been helping us in our space for the last, like he's helped Cynthia Lumen, all of the folks fighting for us and fighting against Gary. I forgot that he was actually in our space in crypto trying to give us good bills, and also Vance was actually in our space before he got picked for VP. So yeah, he's great. That's all I want to say. Concrete, go ahead.
Appreciate it. My homegirl sent me a clip of Jerome Powell getting asked a question. Basically, the question was, the president's advisors are talking about the president considering have you step down. Would you step down if you were asked to by the president? You know what he said?
Are you talking about
no? Yeah, he said no.
This is the fight.
And then somebody asked him,
Time to go.
And he's like, under the law. Basically, can the president demote you or remove you or whatever? He said, not permitted under the law. Now, I'm like, let's think about this for 5 seconds, yo. What kind of shit is this? It's crazy, bro.
I agree. And this is what I'm trying to say. Like, a lot of people are going to test it. A lot of people are going to test him. Trump needs to make sure if he wants to have a smooth, presidency, he installs the right people who are not fighting against him like last time. Because when you have power, to be honest with you, Concrete, I don't actually have an issue with Jerome Powell. He's been kind of decent. You know, to be honest with you. But if because obviously I'm in crypto, so his policy, what they implement is very sensitive to our markets. And Jerome's been pretty good. I mean, they just lowered, they lowered another 25 basis points. That's gonna make our entire space fucking go boom next couple months. So I don't have anything against Jerome, but if the president of the United States fires you, sir, you have to leave.
That's what I would think. Apparently not. I don't know.
Well, that's why I'm like, you see all this.
Okay, this room is called "Is Donald Trump Jesus Christ or Hitler?"